All right, kicking it off at Lowe's with the Craftsman toolboxes. Made in USA or global parts, you tell me. But pricing wise, pretty good. I like how they kind of kept an old school style to the overall aesthetics of the toolboxes. And I like how they incorporated new technology with the 110 USB outlets. The socket pricing and mechanic set pricing, very obtainable, very affordable. Made in China, outsourced, globally outsourced, made in Taiwan. I don't personally care. I believe their sets look to be of well put together sets for any kind of starting mechanic or tech, really. They still managed to keep some of the blow molded case style with the drawers that pull out, which I think is fantastic. Very nice assortment of 1/4 inch, 3/8 drive, 1/2 inch. Nice assortment with ratchets, ratchet wrenches, some with just combination wrenches. Again, toolboxes are very fairly priced. And look at this thing. It almost reminds me of my dad's old 1980s Craftsman bottom tool chest. I don't have it anymore. It's been since long gone. But just look at the style. Almost that same 1980s style as far as the frame and structure goes, with a little bit of modern touch to it by adding, again, a power strip with some USBs, hood struts, some protective stuff in case you decided to tow it with the hard plastic that goes over the lip, nice closed lid. Not going to forget about the cobalt boxes that they still have out here on the floor in white, in blue. I think we saw one in a darker blue as well as a black. A lot of people like these cobalt toolboxes. Here's one with some blue trim, power strip, towel rack or a cord rack for the side. Nice push handle, nice wood top for a wood working surface. Discounted because of the dent in the back. For an at-home toolbox, I don't know. That didn't look like it was discounted enough to me to justify that kind of damage. But it is discounted, so I would argue the discount and ask them to get a little bit more discount towards it. And they may give it to you. I don't know. Service carts look to be reasonably priced, pretty close to the ones over at Harbor Freight. I think these ones come in at about $10, maybe $19 more than the Harbor Freight 4-drawer, but they do give you that little side shelf, so maybe that's what they're taking into consideration. Hard to say. But a nice little starter, rolling service cart. Again, you get what you pay for. I didn't see a lot of depth for pry bars, but it is what it is. Massive screwdriver set, 41 and some change. They give you some pick sets with it and the Torx drivers, not just flatheads and Phillips. You get Torx drivers, you get the L-shaped ones. So a nice little assortment of screwdrivers, individual screwdrivers, ratcheting screwdrivers, comfort grip screwdrivers, hard grip with the plastic screwdrivers. They had comfort grip picks. They had mini Torx precision screwdrivers and mini Torx screwdrivers. Bit sets, cobalt screwdrivers. Klein had their fair assortment of screwdrivers out here, I'm sure with an insulated handle to prevent yourself from getting electrocuted and things like that. A lot of fair pricing here. Between Craftsman and Cobalt, I'm not sure who was least expensive. Looked like they had some tools that were arguably a couple dollars north of the other one, but then if you switch back over to the other company, they had some that were also a couple of dollars less. So it was kind of like, okay, Cobalt, Craftsman, Cobalt, Craftsman. Not sure who's going to win here as far as price goes so far. Craftsman looking like they're in the win here as far as pricing, but again, they kind of went back and forth with a lot of this. Klein also right there in some of that gray area, so some guys that like Klein over Craftsman or Channel Lock or Cobalt, they can also go the Klein route, and their prices look to be pretty affordable. All right, let's go over here to the mechanics aisle where they had the torque wrenches, digital torque wrenches, 1/2 inch, 3/8, 1/4 inch drive, flex head, ratchet wrenches, and the 1/2 inch, 3/8 breaker bars, comfort grips, non-comfort grips. They had extension sets with wobbles. They had individual sockets in case you lost one. All sockets looked like they were under about $7 or $8 a piece. They had individual wrenches that looked like they were, for the most part, under $15 a piece until you get into some oversized ones. So again, if you lost one or you just needed one because you dropped it or someone borrowed it and didn't bring it back, Easily recoverable. You spend $5 or $6, sure, but you're back in business with that socket from your set that you're missing. Very nice ratchets. Overall, I like the quality, the way that they felt in the hand. Ratchet wrenches, pretty good deal here. $100, SAE and metric, covers pretty much all the sizes. Little adapter kit. They had some combination wrenches down here at the bottom. They had some a mechanic set, 300-piece mechanic set that I thought was a screaming deal. I'm going to try to move these tools that are on top of it out of the way, and then I'm going to flip the box over and around so you can see all the different sizes and sockets and ratchets and screwdrivers and things that it came with. So feel free to pause at any point in this video clip here to see exactly what comes in this 300-piece kit. But for $269, I want to say they've gone down in price. I want to say this kit used to be about $300 some 2, maybe 3 years ago, and now it's $269. So I would consider that a very good deal. They have the foam trays that you could pull out and put in your cart, so you already have organizers that come with it. Oversized wrenches for alignments, or if you work on heavy duty or diesel stuff, pretty good deal on those. Miniature socket sets. So maybe you're just doing a couple of little things around the house or a couple small things in your car and you don't need a big master mechanic set. Pretty good prices on that. Here's a decent mechanic set for $229. This is a 100-piece set. They have another one that was right next to it. I didn't catch the price of that for you guys. I'm sorry about that. But again, pretty good pricing for their mechanic set. We're going to go around the corner here in a second and take a look at some of the Craftsman sales that they have as well. But if you just want 3/8 drive deep or 3/8 drive shallow or impact deep or impact shallow, metric or SAE, they have it. They have it. And pretty good pricing. All right, so now we're here on the Craftsman side. Clearly a price difference when it comes to the ratchets and stuff. That has pretty interesting ratchets. The comfort grip was pretty comfortable for the most part. Again, just a few dollars north of what the Cobalt was. So I don't know, maybe Cobalt wins in pricing for the ratchets. You guys would have to tell me. Breaker bars, socket organizers. Again, individual sockets, okay? All pretty much under about $7. Under $5 in most cases. So if you lost one, easily replaceable. And then they had individual extensions, individual adapters. They had adapter sets, extension sets. Not really any knurling, but the pricing is there. The pricing is right, and I think they're going to hold up well for you. Magnetic deals that you can stick to the inside of your toolbox. Individual wrenches coming in at under $40 for most of them. Individual impact sockets under $10 for most of them. So take a look around. They also had sets, same as Cobalt did, where you could get just the deeps, just the shallows in 1/4 inch, SAE or metric, 1/2 inch, 3/8 drive. They had Torx bits. They had some E-Torx. They had tamper Torx up there. They have impact socket sets. So if you wanted a 1/2 inch impact socket set, you could get that. Or you can get the individual ones as you could afford to. Their wrench sets seem to be pretty affordable at under $60 for pretty much almost any wrench set that you're looking at here on the bottom shelf. Even down to their jumbo wrenches, which are also, I'm going to move this box here, but $64.95 or something like that, $64.98. Okay, so even for their jumbo wrenches, you're looking at a pretty good score here. Crow's feet, ratcheting flex head ratchet wrenches. Again, that was $65 just for a metric or just SAE set. Okay, so now you're at about $130 for both instead of about $100 for the Cobalt. So again, some things red wins, some things blue wins. I think the quality is probably going to be the same between the Craftsman and the Cobalt, though. That's just my opinion. You guys would have to let me know down in the comments. Who wins? It's red versus blue. Who are you going with? You going with Team Craftsman or are you going with Team Cobalt? Look at the shine on these things. What are they calling these? Overdrive. So they had an overdrive mechanic wrench set. They also had overdrive mechanic socket sets. It is appealing. I do kind of like that black kind of tinted oxidized kind of flare chrome style they got going on versus the old school. We just took it out of the dip machine and tossed it on the rack. You know what I mean? They had multimeters. They had pocket readers, scan tools, mirrors, extensions. They even have one to bust lug nuts loose. We're going to take a look at this here pretty soon. Impact screwdriver. Serpentine belt tool. Let me check out this weird thing right here. So again, you put that on like to break free lug nuts. So I guess maybe like some kind of breaker bar. It kind of confused me at first. I was like, all right. Then they had this snap-on look-alike kind of flashlight. Looked like they had two different settings, either the main beam or the front beam, 400 lumens. Pretty nice little flashlight. Not bad for 40 bucks. They also had a little pocket style. So they had some interesting things, to say the least. And they did have some stuff that was like, look, $19.99 for that 3-jaw claw for the oil filter, you know, other oil filter wrenches, fender covers, magnetic trays. They had here we go, there's a nice little brake set here. Some impact sockets in there too. Caliper depressing tool. Some torque extensions. Looks like slide hammer set. Brake bleeder. Piston retractor for the brake caliper, for the rewind style. Impact set for breaking loose tie rods and ball joints. Pry bars, reasonably priced at like 25 bucks for a 3-piece set. You know what I mean? Brake feeler gauges, some other pliers. Really, there was a lot to look at. There was a lot more to look at here at Lowe's than I thought there was. It's been a while since I've been down here, and I'm just looking at everything, taking it all in. Look at all these mechanic sets continued. Just so many different options here for you. Again, Allens, Torx bits, E-Torx, tamper Torx, individual screwdrivers, L-shaped Allens. I wanted to see here, I think it goes up to T30 for this Torx in the 1/4 inch, and then it jumps to the 3/8 drive up to T55. So, you know, again, a well put together set. Lots of bit sets here. Just anything for on the go. And here we go. Now we're getting over to this overdrive ratcheting mechanics set. Okay, 3/8 drive, 1/4 inch. I think some 1/2 inch, and then there was other sets where it was only 3/8 drive and 1/4 inch. And then down below, of course, now you have the bigger box sets that you can just basically have everything covered. No matter what it is that you need, socket-wise or wrench-wise, you're covered. And if you're going to a community college and you need a complete mechanic set as far as sockets and wrenches go, get you that big old box deal. I don't care if it's Cobalt or if it's Craftsman, get the big box mechanic special. And if you're looking at toolboxes, I would consider one of the Craftsman ones for sure. I think Craftsman kind of won my heart when the toolboxes, but you know, Cobalt still reasonably priced. I know some of you guys are going, well, what's reasonably priced, my friend? I'm getting ready to show you. Their cheapest box was 20 bucks. 20 bucks, how about that? So if you can't afford the big ones, you can choose one of 6 different colors. 20 bucks, my friends, 20 bucks. Well, maybe Team Craftsman for the win here against red versus blue. You guys will have to let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I'm getting back to the house, get out of this penguin suit, and talk about it. All right, so that's pretty much gonna wrap up our Lowe's in-store walk around, red versus blue, Craftsman versus Cobalt. Lots of great mechanic deals down there. Lots of things to choose from, especially if you're a DIY or you're just starting out mechanic. I think they have pretty much anything and everything that you're gonna need, and at an affordable price, considering that those of you that have been asking for individual sockets to purchase from Harbor Freight and how they don't have that just yet, well, Lowe's does, and hopefully you have a Lowe's. And if you do have a Lowe's, maybe consider going over there and getting Craftsman or Cobalt. If you're looking for specifically one wrench or one socket, that would be the place to go. That's all I got for this video, guys. Thanks as always for watching my channel. We'll see you guys next time. Cheers and deuces.